So before we get into the individual steps, let's just look at the overall equation. So we have glucose that comes from the food and oxygen, which can just diffuse into the cell. And then this turns into carbon dioxide, water, and most importantly, energy. And energy really is just our ATP. But in the equation, we tend to refer to it as energy. So there's two separate steps we're going to look at. So let's go ahead and look at our first stage. Right, so taking a look at our first stage here. Our first stage occurs in the cytoplasm, and that's really important to remember. And then I've kind of drawn this little diagram to try and help you understand what actually occurs in stage 1. So first of all, we have our glucose, which we can see from our overall equation at the top here. So this glucose is then broken down into 2 pyruvate molecules. Because it's being broken down, this then releases energy. So when this energy is released, we already know from our ATP lesson that to produce ATP, we need energy to reform ADP and a phosphate molecule. So that energy from the breakdown of glucose is used to combine ADP and PI, which then forms 2 ATP molecules. Now, just some important steps. No oxygen is required in the first step, it's required in the second step. Glucose is broken down into 2 pyruvate molecules, releasing energy, and that energy is then used to produce 2 ATP. So let's go ahead and look at stage 2 now.